To that story now, who will succeed Muhammadu Buhari as Nigerian president is slowly being revealed. Africa's biggest economy went to the polls on Saturday, but not without logistical and technological difficulties. There have been reports of violence and intimidation, though not on the scale of previous elections. The country's independent National Electoral Commission also said glitches in a new electronic verification system won't have any impact on the results. Bola Tinubu from the governing All Progressives Congress party seems to have a slight edge as things stand, but the Electoral Commission has said a victor will not be proclaimed for several days yet. Let's find out more from eNCA correspondent Tesem Akende, who joins us from Jos, Nigeria. Thank you very much, Tesem, for joining us this evening. Can you tell us a little bit about what early counts so far say about the leading race?
Yes, indeed. We've had results trickling in from different states, gets into the National Collation Center in Abuja. But I'm reporting from one of the collation centers here in Jos at the state level. The process is results coming from local government areas up to the state level, and then they are transferred to a National Collation Center in Abuja. Now, it's ongoing in Abuja. They are on break at the moment. Different results coming in from different states. We've had from Ekiti State, we've had from Lagos State, we've had from about 10 states now. So at the moment, that's the situation at the moment. But we can't say for sure who will win yet until all the results are collated from different states. We have 36 states and the federal capital city, Abuja. Not until all the results come in, we can't say who for sure who the successor to Muhammadu Buhari will be.
Talk to us about those technological difficulties and the delays in trying to collate those results. We've heard some opposition parties even saying that there has been corruption.
Yes, in the process, the Electoral Commission, talking about the Independent National Electoral Commission, introduced a new device called the Bimodal Voter Identification System, which some great technology, so to say, based on what they told Nigerians. But going to the polls, we had cases where batteries to the device, some of them went down. And so many voters, some voters across certain polling units could not vote as a result of that. So many other issues of, election officials arriving late at polling stations, among other issues, characterized the elections. So yes, many people, certain political parties are not excited about it. And some of them, one of the party agents in Abuja at the National Collation Centers walked out, of the whole process, saying that, look, they are not comfortable with it. So of course, there have been some issues technologically and otherwise.
Talk to us about violence and intimidation. There have been reports of some incidents, for instance, in the northern Kano state, where a campaign office for smaller opposition parties was attacked, set alight, and 2 people lost their lives. But can you tell us about violence and intimidation on the whole and how that compares normally to elections in Nigeria?
Yes, indeed. Nigeria is a country that has a history of political violence. That is a fact. In fact, in 2011, when we had a national election as this, we lost over 800 people were killed, as a result of that. But talking about this year's election, there was some attack by the Boko Haram sect in Goza, that's in Borno State, the epicenter of an insurgency here in Nigeria. 5 people were injured as a result, and many people scampered for their lives. Many of them could not vote as a result as well. Also, issues of intimidation in Lagos State, southwest of the country. These are all putting together the concerns by some agents calling for saying that they do not agree with the entire process, because if there was voter intimidation, there were cases where the device, the beavers, called beavers, the batteries failed, and we had noticed cases of technological deficiencies. Generally, these are all the reasons, justify or being put together or being advanced by some party agents, before the commission.
I know it's still a while yet before the results are to be announced, but are those parties referring to these difficulties already talking about legal challenges when those results will be released?
Yes, that's the right thing to do is to, if you're not okay with the results, you seek legal, the legal option is there. So yes, at the moment, results are still trickling in, like I said, from states. We're in Plateau State now, not central of the country. From here, this will also be put together and taken to Abuja centrally. So not until these states are put together, it's not yet over. So when that is done, parties can actually go to court if they're not okay with the overall results. That's the situation right now.
Talk to us just briefly before I let you go about the sentiment on the ground, about the likelihood, if any, of political changes and the political atmosphere amongst voters during this year's election.
Yes, I mean, voters, you have them across political divides, you have them across, different party affiliations. So yes, there is anxiety. Many people are just patiently waiting for who would emerge as President Muhammadu Buhari's successor. So there's some tension in the air. But I must say that security agencies are working hard to ensure that there's no breakdown of law and order. Over 400,000 security personnel were deployed by defense authorities to ensure that there is no violence pre-election, during the election, and post-election. So at the moment, the agencies are patrolling. They are going up and about, ensuring that normalcy is maintained across the country.
Well, thank you very much to our eNCA correspondent, Tesem Akende in Jos, Nigeria. We'll, of course, be bringing you the election results once they are officially released for that Nigerian election.